I'm Professor Olani Jacob Babayemi, the Vice Chancellor of Funato, Federal University of Agriculture and Technology. Okay.
My name is Mahmoud Abdulmajid, your brother from the north. Resource verification is an assignment sent by the federal government. I will represent NUC, which is federal government.
I see professors, readers, and high-skilled technologists who just want to look to confirm that what you are seeing on paper, you are the one and nobody else.
The idea of the library is that till now, it's only a 52-seater capacity library. 52-seater capacity. And we have a 20-workstation e-library. It's only an improvised one. This is why we're sitting there. So we only improvise this section as the e-library because this is the only available facility for now. As per the physical library materials, we have materials that support all the 34 programs. And the number of books now that we have that support program are 213 book titles. We have journal, physical journals, and we have the online, we have e-resources. Our e-resources is enormous, but as for physical materials, we have little now. Among all the programs, the one that is most supported by material, if you go through the shelves, is the sciences. And this was deliberate. It's not to undermine any of the disciplines, but because sciences happens to be the basis for all the courses. So the sciences are more reading materials than other courses, because since all of them in the 100 levels are going to take the same courses. So we have material that support that one. As they are moving to 200 level, they become specialized. By then, we believe the university will have had enough funds to buy more materials to support each of the programs. But that does not mean that we don't have material that support the program. But they are not as enormous as that of sciences. I'm only giving why, the reason why the sciences has the state. All of them are going to take the same courses in 100 level, whether they're in agricultural sciences, environmental, livestock, they have the same courses in 100 level. And they are basically sciences. So that's why sciences are more supported. This is the objective of the university library. This is our organogram. And some of this thing, one of the things we want to introduce is what we call research commons, whereby as the time goes on, if you are researchers, you can have a place for yourself whereby you can come and do research. It's in the library, you have access to it, and you so want to put that innovation apart. So that's one of our projections. This is our strategic outlook. Go on. This is some of the things we want to be doing: information literacy training, ongoing staff development, and effective delivery, hands-on workshops. The library is planning workshop for both users and staffs, so that, because you know the libraries now is no longer what it used to be. We are having things, emerging things like the issue of AI, augmented realities and things like that. So if you don't know what is going on as a librarian, you may be left behind. So the librarians are going to be trained so that they train the users of the libraries too. Then user orientation, as the case may be. Our resources, we are going to have both print resources, electronic resources, digital resources, and we are going to balance our resources. Let's go. Then we want to emphasize on institutional repository. Whatever the university is generating as a knowledge, we want to have a repository for it and want to manage it. And we can link our repository with that of the world so that the university is going to be visible to the world. So if you don't have an institutional repository, you cannot be visible. So this is why the rankings of most Nigerian universities are not too good now. It's because of our presence on the web listing. So it is our intention from the startup that we want to have an institutional repository that is going to be linked so that our presence can be filled. Then we are going to do the conventional services, circulation services, reference services, and so on and so forth. Now, this library cannot support lending because it's too small. So the idea is just to be a reference and consultation library. But as we are growing, our students can borrow, our users, both staff and students, can borrow some of the resources and go and use elsewhere. So it's one of our projections. These are services. Let's go. These are our research support, gather and research methodology, support for open access, then assistance in grant writing and things like that, then research data management. We know one of the things now is research data. When you have your research data, you're not supposed to just throw it away. So you want to have a repository for your research data so that some people can make use of the data and so on and so forth. So to this end, this is what we have at Funato Library. So we can go around and see the little thing we have packaged. Thank you so much.
An orator. I quite commend you. You know, we have noted that your library is 52 seating capacity, that is housing physical journals and e-library facilities. But one we want to know, since you have already defaced some of these laptops, how many are there for e-resources? Are you connected to any scientific journals? That's what we want to know. Thank you. Rishi, thank you.
And Airtel. And these systems are connected. And the library, though the website of the university is still under development, the library is having a presence on the website already. So we can, my IT team can demonstrate to us whereby we have access to some journal or some e-databases such as the Research for Life database, which Research for Life database by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It has 4 databases inside: the Inari, Agora, Ohari, Hardy. There are 5 of them. Then we have access to JSTOR, EBSCOhost, ProQuest for now. So we still have, there's room for improvement, but for now we can access those databases here. These resources is limitless. It's your prowess. If you know how to search. So all the workstations can give you access to these resources.
I think we should. The physical will come back here while you take care of it in split second, please. Please, sir. Physical. This one, you enter this one. What do you think?
So, Mr. Okay, yes. No, come on.
The benefit of those who are watching us across the world in Okio here, Kajola local government, Okio Gnosis, and Oyo State as a whole. Here we can feel the presence of the official of National University Commission. They are the temporary site of the Federal University of Agriculture and Technology, Okio in Kajola local government area of Oyo State. Currently, they are in the library inspecting the total number of the valuable materials they have in place. Then for the exercise that is set to take off any moment from now. So they are the chef now, checking the total number of the books in which then the management have made available for the exercise, and at the same time they are going through the number of the books which they have on ground then for the basic assessment. Prior this, they have had initial meeting, so with the principal officers, the admin centers, whereby they had actually brainstormed on what the basic development which has actually had happened in the past, what is happening now, and at the same time what would like to happen in the time to come. Shortly when they visited the library here, so the librarian we have in place has actually told them what they have in stock then for the exercise and what they are likely to make as far as this particular engagement is concerned. Thank you for your vast attention and concentration.
name is Mahmoud Abdulmajid, your brother from the north. Resource verification is, you know, I think most of you wouldn't know what is resource verification. It's an assignment sent by the federal government. I would represent NUC, which is federal government, to come and see the human and material resources that are readiness for this take-off of the 7 programs under engineering. So we will access your offices, your lecturers, and then I think all the HOD are going to give you a form. That's the kind of no, not self-certificate, no, staff list,
Okay,
staff list,
Okay.
which will be filled by all the HOD, stamp, and then we give it back to me. So all I am craving for is cooperation, so that we can able to do our work smoothly and go back. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Seeing your faces, I see professors, readers, and high-skilled technologists who just want to look to confirm that what you are seeing on paper, you are the one and nobody else. So, and after we do that, then I think we can begin to do Owambe.
I'm Professor Olani Jacob Babayemi, the Vice Chancellor of Funato, Federal University of Agriculture and Technology. Okay. You will recollect that in August, a set of people came from Abuja after the announcement of the university. So the first thing that will happen is that Ministry of Education will send a team to that particular university to look at the facility, the site in particular that they want to use for the takeoff. So that was why they came in August. And then after that, we had inauguration of the university in Abuja. So the coming of NUC was the third in that series. NUC will have to come to authenticate whether we are actually ready, one, to admit students. Their major concern is admission of students. But before the students are admitted, they want to see the state of preparedness, the readiness of the university, of the community. And that is why they came on Sunday, and then they did the verification on Monday, and then they departed yesterday. But a lot went into that resource verification. One, they were coming to see the facilities. Being a science-based university by the name Federal University of Agriculture and Technology, that means that it is science-based. Number one, they would like to see the laboratory, physics laboratory, microbiology, botany and zoology, which in this case we make to be one, and we call it biological laboratory. And then of course they want to see chemistry laboratory. There are other laboratories, even though we don't call them laboratory, we call them workshop. That of engineering workshop. Oh, you want to have engineering, then let us see the workshop and see how far you have gone. That's one. Number two, there can be laboratories and workshop. We also want to see where the students will receive lectures, either in classroom or lecture theatre. And of course, by what everybody can see on ground, we have two big lecture theatres which they had come to see. One of them will seat 278 students, and then the second one will seat 274. 274 65, I can't remember precisely. And then we also have a class, so that will seat 98 students. Those are the things that they have come to see, but that is not enough. When there is a university, there must be a library. So, and the library must be standard. Library must contain what and what that should be in the university. So they also came to our library, and of course we will call it a mini library that contains all the necessary things needed for them to see. Within it we have e-library, where we have 20 laptops that students can use at a time, and then we have physical library with books representing each program. Now, all that I've mentioned are based on programs. We propose by an academic brief that we wrote. Originally, we had 68 programs, but then UC told us that, look, that 68 program can never happen, that compulsorily we must cut it down. We cut it to 37. They said 37 was too much, and then we now cut it to 34, and we were standing on that 34, which they came to verify to see. And then in doing that, they will expect that after the program has been verified and approved, the next thing is that students will be admitted, and students cannot be admitted except the lecturers are on grant. So by the wisdom of NUC, which they do generally, they expect that when they come for resource verification, they see lecturers that teach the students, in which we must have a dean per program, HOD in each of the program depending on the number of program, and then lecturers that also teach the course. The requirement they give us is that apart from dean, apart from HOD, they want to see 6 lecturers per program, and we have 34 programs. So on that Monday we had 6 times 34, and they met with each of them per program. There are 6 colleges, 6 deans, several HODs per college. So, and that is why you witness that mammoth graph on Monday for that exercise. That is what they have come to see. So they also went to our ICT, where we have 64 computers for ICT to take off. They even told us, this thing, is it an old university? So that is what I can say. And then they went to different offices. You will recall, if you went there, we partitioned classrooms into offices with chair and table, standard table and standard chairs. You can tell a ripe come by its look. By individual comments, they were happy. And apart from that, you were not around that time when each of them came here. Each college, being led by the NUC professor, they came to the office one by one to present their report to the Vice Chancellor. So I received the report of the 6 colleges on that Monday, and their reports were positive. Although they told us 1 or 2 things that we need to do, constructive criticism, not a destructive one, that even though you have this, but you can also have this and have this to make it better. I cannot answer that because they have come to do the resource verification and they have gone back to Abuja. So what they told us is that they will get back to us in form of a certificate. They will call us to come and collect our certificate, and then they will give us a go-ahead to admit students.